Is this you? You wake up bright and early in the morning, you look out the window, and you realize, I'm not doing this shit today. Your phone just happens to be next to you, so why not check it? And then you somehow end up on TikTok, and you stay on TikTok, and you stay on TikTok a little more until you realize, oh shit, you let the day go by. Well, I'm here to help you with that. You can see my little tripod right there. Hello and welcome. Your Lord and Savior is here. That intro clip, that was me like 2 weeks ago. But I've recently developed a system that got me out of the slump and has made me so much more productive, especially with balancing content, my actual like 9-to-5 type job, my social life, my personal life, my mental health, all these things that I want to do and I need to focus on, but I just feel like I can't do it all at once, And this happens a lot. I just shut down completely. I just stop trying to like do anything. But even though I have these things that I genuinely want to do, I just don't have it in me to go do it. The first thing we're gonna go over is Google Calendar. Wow, we love Google Calendar. So this is my Google Calendar. It's very straightforward, as you can see. A lot of colors going on, but it all makes sense. I basically do the same thing every week just so I can get into a routine and things get a lot easier once you implement that routine. But this sort of scheduling is called time blocking, where you essentially just take a task that you have to do, like content creation for example, and you schedule it from starting time to end time, and that's time blocking. You do that for everything in your day. I found that doing this made actually getting work done so much easier because I can visually see what I need to get done that day and what time I want to finish by. It's almost a way of holding yourself accountable, and I think it's really helped me get into a routine as well. I've already gotten into a routine, like I'm already in the routine. I've only been doing this for 2 weeks. I don't even look at this every day. I do plan my week like on Sundays, but I don't look at it every day because again, you can just go with the flow of the day. Things change, and time blocking isn't super strict unless you do have somewhere to be during that specific time of day, but it's not super strict. You can move things around and be flexible. Helps me mentally because I have so much shit going on in my head that sometimes I get distracted. I'll look at the schedule and be like, okay, I'm supposed to be working on my coding project. I need to put the phone down if I can, do some work. Yeah, Google Calendar is what I use for scheduling and time blocking, but the next application I use, which is the most used application I use on my computer, it's Notion, baby. Let's go. I got this template from dobochobo on YouTube. She made a video like a year or two ago for like her Notion tour. So it essentially is the same, but I did change things. Obviously it's a different look. But anyways, I have just cute little widgets here. I have a clock, I have the weather, I have I think this is called a countdown. And then I have 3 pages here. I have life, I have the studio, and I have career. So we're gonna go into life, which is Makima themed. This is the only one where I actually like put an effort to make it look nice. Everything else is kind of just what dobochobo left in there. So we have some quick links to go to the other pages, and then we have personal, which is my goals. I made this, I believe, in like February or March. So these are my goals, and I'm still working on these goals. And then I have monthly overviews. I haven't like logged this in a minute, but it's essentially just my intentions for the month and then my goals and then what I accomplished and then what I learned. Like, I haven't logged this and I really should. I'll do it next month, but it is nice. It's almost a reflection. You set your intentions for the month and you set your goals for the month, and then you come back at the end of the month being like, oh shit, I got 200 followers on Instagram. And it's like a way of rewarding yourself in a long-term way. And then I do have this daily schedule thing here, but because I use Google Calendar, I just have it empty. I have some cool ass little pictures of Makima. I love her, even though she's crazy and I hate her. So the first thing, this is the index. This is what I access the most. But the first thing is finances. I usually do this at the end of the month. So I'm just gonna generate a new month and I'll just go through the template with you guys. Again, this is dobochobo. I didn't edit this at all. This is Dobo's. The first section is income. This is basically where I track how much money I earned this month. So I usually put my starting amount, like the amount I had when the month started. And the next will be my first paycheck, and then the next will be my second paycheck. And then we have savings. So how much did you save? How much, you all know how savings work, okay? And there's a finance reflection. I don't really use this because literally I pay no bills. I don't own a car. I live at home and that's it. So I don't really use this, but in the future I definitely will. And then this is where you actually track what you spent your money on. So you input the date. Today I bought a Starbucks drink. So you would say Starbucks. I can type it correctly. And you put the cost and the type of expense. So I have school, groceries / gas, YouTube, gifts, fun, my room, fashion / makeup, drink or dessert, eating out, investment, subscription, or Etsy. And then you select the payment. So did you pay with debit, gift card, cash, or credit? Whether or not it's an impulse purchase, because a lot of the time, for me at least, it might be an impulse purchase, but I'm working on that. And then at the end of the month, you can see how much money you spent. You can see that you spent over $2,000 in 1 month, and it'll make you feel really good about yourself. The next page in the index is called a trigger list. I got this exact list from Bliss, the Bliss Bean, I believe her name is. I'll put her channel in the description. It's essentially just a list of things that you typically have to do, like checking my LinkedIn or networking or Indeed or work emails. So when you are planning your week or you just need like a refresh, like you're supposed to be doing something, but you don't know what it is because you forgot. And you can check this trigger list and be like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to do laundry, or like, yeah, I'm supposed to film content today for X and X brand, whatever. And it's hard to remember everything that we have to get done in a day. So this is a way of reminding yourself. One last thing from the Bliss Bean is a packing list. I am going on vacation by myself, so I really wanted to be as organized as possible. So I have a 1 night list. So if I'm staying for 1 night, what would I bring? Like what is the absolute things I need if I were to go on a trip right now? And then just general stuff that I want to bring that isn't like super necessary, but like the next is food. I actually have been using this a lot. I see so many food like videos on Instagram or YouTube or whatever, and I'm like, that looks so good and I want to make that. But then I put it in my like food folder on Instagram and I completely forget about it. I never actually go get the stuff to make it. So I list them all here, how long it's gonna take, the main ingredients, and then the tags if it's dinner. And then I check it off if I did try it, and then I have the URL to the actual recipe in case I need to clarify certain things. But this will especially come in handy when I move out and I like have no dinner ideas and I have to think of my own dinner ideas instead of just eating what my mom makes. And then this is a weekly schedule here. I did try to use this, but it just wasn't enough for me because there were other things I wanted to do, and I wanted to like list out everything with like times and stuff, but you can't really do that in Notion, so I did it in Google Calendar. And now we're gonna go to the studio. Thank you, Dobo, for making this because it has been a lifesaver in coming back and creating content, especially short form content for TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. So right now I have an ideas dump, which I don't know if she made this, but this is my ideas for content, and then I have other content stuff for like Instagram and TikTok specifically. Here is the holy grail content calendar. This is my best friend. I cannot live without this. When I first started getting into content, I never had a content calendar. Like I started using it and then I stopped. I realized when I stopped, I didn't really have any ideas and I was kind of just throwing up videos, on a whim. And then eventually I just stopped making videos because I had no ideas and I was just too lazy to actually make any videos. But now with this, I can put all my video ideas here on a specific date and get them done. And it's so nice going into filming days with ideas and videos already in your head instead of just making it up on the spot. I love you, Dobo. Oh my god. And then down here is my YouTube videos. I only use this for YouTube. It's basically just a very descriptive page for each video that I plan on making. So you can see this is this video, and there's a lot of things that I wrote down here. It's just outlines, then what platform is going on, the status, and then there's no sponsor. We don't get sponsors yet, but that's okay. And if it's published or not, the date I want to publish it, and then the tag, kind of what kind of video is it, and then I put the URL once I do upload the video. If you are a content creator, you're gonna want this. And then the last page is career. I only use this to keep track of jobs I have applied to, and that's it. Like I don't use this stuff down here. I just use it to have a nice list of all the places I've applied to and the status of my application and whatnot. So yeah, that's how I use Notion to boost my productivity. It has been a lifesaver. I can't live without this help. The next section is the infamous journaling. I'm sure you've all heard of journaling, and a lot of you are probably thinking, what even is it? To me, journaling is a way of self-reflection and setting intentions and goals for yourself, as well as affirming yourself in whatever area of life you're in. So in the morning, I like to do something called morning pages, which is essentially just documenting any thoughts you have when you wake up. And then after that, I do some gratitude, affirmations, and set my intentions for the day. I'll sometimes go back and read past entries just to reflect on where I was just a few days ago. At night, I like to keep my routine pretty simple because I'm usually pretty tired. So I will just spend most of the time writing about my day. If I accomplished anything, if I had anything I want to talk about specifically, did anything bother me, what did I do today? Basically just and reflect on my day. It's almost a relaxing time for me because I just get to sit and write and think about myself and my day. And then after that, I will write 3 accomplishments, and it has to be 3. I will not do less than that because I want to practice more self-appreciation and gratification, and celebrating those little accomplishments is worth every second.